Welcome children to part 4 of the chapter Field Trip, page number 7. As I told you, when they reached Alibag, the madam have instructed the student before going to the beach, they will go to the Talati office to collect some information. And now the teacher told them that they will be going to the beach after the lunch. If they will go to the beach, what they have to see? Because most of the children are going to visit the sea for the very first time, and they are going to see the beach for the very first time. Almost all the students raised their hand because none of the children has visited the beach in their lifetime, and so it will be their first visit to Alibag beach. So they were wondering what they will see, what they are going to see, what will be the view, and what it would look like, and what would the water be like. After lunch, they decided to go to the beach, but the teacher has already instructed them regarding precautions to be taken there. We will also visit a fort called Kolba. Kolba fort is also known as Alibag Fort, which is a water fort which is constructed in the center or near the sea. And this is also very important for the historical, so the king could keep the safety from the enemies to come in. And it is built on the caves and wave cut platform. So, and even the madam has instructed them, because they will not be going directly to the sea, because they have to maintain the time of high tide and low tide. If it's low tide, then they'll be able to go and visit the fort. And so the children inquired, and they wanted to know what is beach, what is sea caves, wave cut platform, which you have already done in standard 9. And most of the near the beach, the scene of the beach was very familiar to our beach. Like when you go to Juhu Beach, Chopati Beach, it is very familiar, because there you have chariot, horse-driven chariot, camel ride. Even they could see the same scenario out there in Alibag. They could see a horse-driven chariot, and most of them enjoyed the horse ride. And finally, student came around madam and said, "Madam, we can see a fort there." Madam said, "Yes, this is a fort. In Naldurg, you all have seen a ground fort, but you have seen Siangad fort, and this is also a water fort." For example, Murun Janjira, Sindhudur is the example of water fort. And this fort is built on the wave-cut platform and is surrounded by the sea water. And so it is known as a sea fort. And this is also very important. The king can keep the people safe from any enemies getting into it, and they could even have a sight. They could watch on the sea that there is no enemy coming to the fort. Yes, they have heard name like Sindhudur, Janjira, early fort. This is example for your water fort. Based on the information they have collected, now tell me, what type of occupation is here? When you can see over here. So the students said, most probably if it's a sea, they'll be conducting a primary occupation, which is fishing. Very good, madam inquired. Fishing and agriculture, both occupations are followed here, because this occupation, because as you know, as India is having 7,500 kilometer length of sea coast, right from Kolkata to Kanyakumari, and from Kanyakumari to Gujarat. Then the most probably the diet of the people also depend upon fish and rice. And so primary occupation is conducted here. Yes, now I'm turning to page number 8. So madam inquired, what a primary occupation? There are 4 types of occupation: primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary. Primary occupation is based totally on nature. Example, you'll have minings, you'll have lumbering, because lumbering is not being practiced anymore to conserve the jungle. So fishing is there, agriculture is there. Teacher said, yes, here when you see it is Sindhudurg part and the coast of Maharashtra, people depend upon fishing as a main occupation, because the local food, they depend on fishing for the local food also. And simultaneously even agriculture is practiced out here. For agriculture, they grow coconut, betel nut, supari, jackfruit, fanas, as you know, banana, spices are cultivated in the coastal plain, and even horticulture is done. Horticulture is done on a very big scale. And of course, tourism is also known as an invisible trade, because most of the people, not only from India, from foreign countries, they do visit India, and they always have a good time to see our beaches as compared. Then after spending, most of the students were enjoying. Some were enjoying on the horse ride, some were playing on the sand, making forts, and they were playing with sand. They were enjoying on the beach, and they also captured beautiful glimpses of the sunset, which they have seen for the very first time. And finally, after it was getting too dark, madam told them now is the time to go back to the hotel. And now, coming to the hotel, after getting freshened up, the children were writing in details in their notebook what they have seen, what they have observed, and what was their experience, so that when they go back to Naldur, they can practice and get to know what they have seen the journey that was from Naldur to Alibag, what was their experience. And so after dinner, they had the dinner and they rested for the night at Alibag, because next day again they would move back to Naldur. And here we come to the end of the chapter. But as this chapter, there are 5 marks. Make a note. It will be consisting of 5 marks from chapter number 1. Almost we have seen one question has been there for the board exam. The question is that how will you manage the litter during the field visit? And there'll be one fill in the blank from this chapter. This chapter is very important, because after knowing this chapter, you will be knowing the other 7 chapter, because this book, 10th standard book, is based on BRICS. BRICS means we are going to follow Brazil and India. And whatever I taught you in page number 1, the blue points are very much important, because this is not only we are going to see in India, but also in Brazil. These points have to be checked and always has to be remembered, such as relief, water bodies, vegetation, soil, agriculture, human settlement, and settlement pattern. These chapters are there further from chapter number 3, which is very important, but the main backbone is your first chapter. If you know your first chapter thoroughly, see, geography is not only the base of explanation, you have to read the textbook. Each and every point is very important, so that it is well versed. Thank you, children.